Good morning students, to the students of standard 10, welcome back to our class. We are studying about federalism and today we will learn balance of power and how federalism practiced in India and decentralization in India, and with this we will end the second chapter of civics. So students, let's start with balance of power. Balance of power, what is balance of power? So student, it is the balance of power between the center and different states. It is the distribution of power between center and states, and the balance of power between center and state. This is known as the balance of power. Now balance of power is two types. Number one is coming together federation, second one is holding together federation. So first, coming together federation. In coming together federation, different independent states, they join together, they willingly join together, they come together, willingly join together, and all the states together make a strong and bigger unit. So this is known as coming together federation. In coming together federation, all the states hold the equal powers, and the power is tilted towards the states, means all the states equally hold the power. And why this coming together federation is made, why all the different states join together and make a bigger unit? This is only done to make the government powerful and strong, and it is done for the development of the country, and it is also done for the security of the country. We know students that there is a strength in unity, development in the unity. So therefore many small countries, they decide that all the states, they will join together and they will function together. So in this, all the states, they share the power equally, and this is called coming together federation. So this is the first type of balance of power, where the power is more towards the states and equally all the states hold the power, whereas the second number is the holding together federation. Okay, before that I will like to tell you that some of the example of coming together federation: USA, Switzerland and Australia. These are the countries where there is a coming together federation. Coming to the holding together federation, second type of balance of power, holding together federation. In holding together federation, a big country decide to distribute power between the states and central. So in holding together federation, we see a big country decides to distribute the power between the state and center. So in this we see that country is divided into different states, different constituent units, and the power is distributed among the states and the central government. So this is called holding together federation. This type of federation is seen in the big countries, where country is divided into different states, so that the country is governed properly and different states may function differently and develop themselves. So that is holding together federation. In holding together federation, we see that power is distributed between state and central government, and in this the balance of power is more toward the center, means center holds the more power than the states. So we see this in coming together federation, the states, the power is tilted toward the states, means states hold the more power and all the states hold equal power. Okay, but in the coming to holding together federation, we see this center holds the more power than the state. So that these are the two balance of power. The example of holding together federation is India, Spain and Belgium. These are the countries, they follow the holding together federation. Next we will learn about how federalism practiced in India. This is the second thing that we are going to learn. Second thing is how federalism practiced in India. So how federalism is practiced in India, there's three things under that. First is creation of linguistic states. Students, the constitution has divided the country into different states on the basis of language. That is we call the creation of linguistic states, means the country has been divided into different constituent unit, different states on the basis of different language. So we see in different states people speak the different language, and according to their language that state has been separated. Okay, so Tamil Nadu speaks the Tamil, Kerala, they speak the Malayalam. So this distinguishes the states from one state to another on the basis of the language. So Constitution has divided this country into different states according to the language. So that was the first thing. Some states are also formed based on the culture, ethnicity, and geography. Okay, first thing, the states has been formed based on the language. Second thing, there are some states which are formed based on culture, ethnicity, and geography. For example, Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. See, students, these are not only separated from other states, or they are not only formed on the basis of their language, but they are also formed on the basis of their different culture, different geography, and different the ethnicity. So for example, we see Uttarakhand is separated from Uttar Pradesh on the basis of the geography, and Jharkhand is also separated from Bihar on the basis of the different culture and the geography and the ethnicity. So some states are formed on the basis of the culture, ethnicity, and geography, whereas most of the states are formed on the basis of language. So that is the how federalism is practiced. First, creation of the states based on language and culture and ethnicity. Second thing, language policy. Students, our constitution has not given the national status of national language to any one language. Constitution did not give status to status of national language to any one language, whereas Constitution has accepted Hindi as the official language along with the English, and 22 other languages are also given the official recognitions. 22 other languages are also officially recognized. So that is the language policy of India. Third thing is central state relation. Students, how is the center state relation? So we see that center state relation in the previous days, when the a national party was ruling in the center and the same party was ruling in the states, they had a good relation. Many times center also, using their more power, they used to dismiss the state governments which was ruled by the opposition party. So that was the condition, that was the relation. And sometime when the central party which is ruling in the center and the party which is same party ruling in the states, they had a good relation. After some time, when the many regional parties were formed, different regional parties were formed in different states, their own parties were formed. So there came the time of formation of coalition government, when the national party did not get the majority support in the Lok Sabha election, they used to take the support of the regional parties or state parties and form a coalition government. So this is the relation between the state and the center. Okay, many times in the case of coalition government, center has to take the support of the state governments. So students, we see here, those states are divided from the center, and still center and the state have the relation. We also know that in our constitution there is a provisions that no basic changes could be made in the constitutional laws, okay, without the agreement of the central as well as the state government. So this relation is always there between the center and states. Though we say that our country is divided into different states, but that still there is a unity in diversity. All the states and the central government has that unity and relation. Third number, we are going to see the decentralization in India. The third thing is the decentralization in India. Now, first of all, we have to understand what is decentralization is. Decentralization is the transfer of power to the local level of government. Students, we have seen that previously in unitary system that central government holds the power. Then we have seen the distribution of power between the center to the state governments. And now we see that in present times the local governments are also given the power. So you see, power is not in the hand of center, not only it is in the hand of the state, but it is also given to the local level of government. So no government holds all the power, it is decentralized, it is transferred. So decentralization means transfer of power to the local self government. Now, why this local self transfer of power to the local self government, or why this decentralization has been done? So, reason for decentralization, there are few reasons for this decentralization, or we can say there is some factors behind this decentralization. So, first one is it relieves the top of executives. It relieves the top executives. Okay, students, it because of the decentralization, because of the transfer of power to the local governments, now the top of executives, the ministers which are working in the higher levels, they are relieved of their routine works. Now they can give their energy in some important matters, whereas the local matters which can be solved by the local people or the local government, as they has been given the power. So you see, it gives the relief to the top executive, to the higher level of government, and they can use their energy in other development works. Second thing is, the local government can understand the problems and solve it efficiently. Yes, we students, we know that the problems that arises, the need that arises in the local levels can be understood by the local people easily and not by the center or states. So therefore power is transferred to the local level of government, so that the problems could be solved easily and efficiently in the local levels. Because the local people can understand their needs and problems, and therefore when there is a local government and they have a power, they can easily meet the need of the local people, as well as they can easily solve the problem of the local people. So that is why decentralization is done. Third reason is it delimits the authority at central, state and local level. That means here we see decentralization means transfer of power. Therefore no power, government holds the absolute power. Central government doesn't have all the power, state government also doesn't have all the power, whereas the local government also doesn't have all the power. It is distributed in different levels. Therefore no government can be absolute and dictator. So it controls the different governments of being the dictator. Fourth number is it allows local people to take decisions. Yeah, students, in this the power is given to the local government, local people. Therefore it allows the local people to take part in the decision making, and then they take the make the laws and take decisions. So it also improves the quality of the local people, improves the decision making. And then fifth is degree of participation gets improved. Yeah, students, when there is the transfer of power to the local governments, we see people, those who are involved in this local government, they get encouraged, thinking that they are also the part of the government. So this feeling of participation, encourages the people, and it gets improved. The feeling of participation, the encouragement of participation in the government is improved. People feels encouraged of being part of the government. Next, and the final is it builds effective communication. Yes, student, because of the decentralization, it builds the effective communication between the center and the state and the local. Now there is a good communication between the center to the states and the local. So it is, the problems are communicated, the needs are communicated between the local government, it goes to the state government, from state government it goes to the central government. So there is a good communication between these governments, so it builds the effective communication. As a result, there is a better development, better government, and it improves the the decision making, it improves and develops the country. So students, this is all about the federalism. We have studied today the balance of power, how federalism is practiced, and decentralization in India. I hope you understood, and please try to learn from this chapter, and that's all for today. Thank you.